So hello and welcome guys. Today we are going to study about apoptosis, and it is coming in the video lecture session in the cell biology. So what are apoptosis? Apoptosis, you might be hearing from your previous classes and from your previous study that apoptosis is a type of programmed cell death. Means apoptosis is also known as programmed cell death. You know that you are born from a single cell, and that single cell goes on multiplication and multiplication, and after some time you are a chunk of large number of cells. So that particular cells keeps on growing, and when the times come it has to die. So apoptosis is a pre-programmed cell death. Okay, it is a normal process that is unique to animal cells. Means the apoptosis is a normal physiology of your body, and it is a unique thing in animal cells, and this unique thing is largely conserved in invertebrates as well as vertebrates. It means that the physiology of apoptosis is conserved in the vertebrates as well as the invertebrates. It occurs through a coordinated sequence of events that leads to the death of a cell. So this all things goes in a series of steps, and all things are coordinated as we have seen in the neuroendocrinal system, that there is the pre-programmed things of every stimulus with their respective response. So this is a coordinated sequence of events that lead to the death of the cell. Cells dying by apoptosis undergo characteristic morphological changes. So how will we knowing that a cell has undergone apoptotic physiology? So there will be some morphological as well as some genotypic changes inside the cell. So what will be the morphological changes? The cell will shrink. The cell will shrink and it will condense. The cytoskeleton will collapse. The nuclear envelope will disassemble. The nuclear chromatin condense and break up into fragments. It means that a cell which has undergone apoptosis will show these morphological changes. They will shrink and condense. Their cytoskeleton will collapse. Nuclear envelope will disassemble. Nuclear chromatin will condense and break up into small chunks or fragments. Now, what is apoptotic bodies? Cell breaking into fragments. So as I have already told you that in apoptosis the cells will break into fragments, or you can tell into the chunks. So that fragments are known as apoptotic bodies. The surface of the cell or apoptotic bodies become chemically altered so that a neighboring cell macrophage can engulf them. So why this apoptotic body formation results? The surface of the cell or apoptotic bodies become chemically altered. So this fragments is the altered version of the normal cell, and that cell will be engulfed by the macrophages. Macrophages, or you can tell these are the monocytes. When the monocytes goes into the tissues, they are known as the macrophages. The term apoptosis was coined in 1972 by three of the eminent scientists named John Kern, Andrew Willey, and A.R. Curl. Okay, so you must remember these small things. Now, what are necrosis? In contrast to apoptosis, Animal cells die in response to an acute insult such as trauma or a lack of blood supply called necrosis. So necrosis is the opposite, or you can't tell opposite. Apoptosis is the normal physiology which is going inside your cell, but necrosis is something different from it. How? This necrosis is a complete dying of the cell. That can be from any trauma, or you might have met with an accident, and you know that in that trauma there are a very little supply of blood, or you can tell that the supply of blood has been stopped. And you know, if the supply of blood has been stopped, so there is also the scarcity of oxygen, and that result into the necrosis. And after that you have to go for the treatment. Now the necrotic cells, how you will distinguish a necrotic cell? The necrotic cell will swell, it will burst, it will split out their contents over the neighboring, eliciting an inflammatory response. So this necrotic cells will swell, there will be inflammation, there can be redness, it will burst, and all the contents of the necrotic cells will spill over to their neighboring cells, and these results will be seen in the form of an inflammation, or you can also have some pain. It happens in most cases by energy depletion leading to metabolic defects. So why it happens? It happens because there is a stopping supply of blood as well as oxygen, and if there is a stopping supply of oxygen, there will be energy depletion which will lead to the metabolic defects inside the tissue or the body, and loss of the ionic gradient that normally exists across the cell membrane. You know that the cell membrane, which is a fluid mosaic, or the double membrane, which is made up of hydrophobic as well as hydrophilic tails. So there are some gradients, there are the porins, and from that porins there is a flow of ions, that is the potassium and calcium ion. So that gradient has been altered by this necrosis pathway, and that results into the death and depletion of the corresponding tissues or cell. Okay, now a more important term, that is necroptosis. So what are necroptosis? It is a form of necrosis. Necroptosis is a form of necrosis. So this is triggered by extracellular hormones. This is triggered by, what are the precursors? The precursors are the extracellular hormones, such as, that is TNF alpha. You might have heard about the TNF alpha, that is the tumor necrosis factor alpha. Now what are the activation of this cell death pathway causes inflammation? So what will be the morphological thing that you will see when necrosis have happened? There will be inflammation, that is the rubor, pallor and dolor. There will be inflammation. It will contribute to the development of many human diseases. This necrosis will result in the development of many diseases. For example, there will be nerve degeneration, there can be atherosclerosis, or there can be ankylospondylitis. Now, what are the factors which are responsible for apoptosis? So the first thing is family of specialized intracellular proteases. So this apoptosis occurs due to certain types of proteins or the amino acids. Mostly these are the cysteines as well as the aspartic acid. So there are family of specialized proteases. You know what are the proteases? These are the enzyme which cuts the protein into its constituent. So there is the involvement of proteases for the activation of apoptosis. Now they have the cysteine at the active site. This is the most important thing which could be asked in your examination, most probably in the CSIR as well as the GATE biotech, that there are the active sites, and these active sites are rich in the cysteine amino acid residue. Okay, cleave the targets proteins at a specific aspartic acid, and what is the chopping region? And those chopping regions are rich in which amino acid? That are the aspartic acid. Proteases are also known as caspases. Proteases are also known as caspases. The C, the C of caspases stand for cysteine, and the asp stand for aspartic acid. You should remember this. Now, caspases are synthesized in the cell as inactive precursors and are activated during apoptosis. So these caspases are already present inside your body in the inactive form. You might have heard about the prodrug. For example, a patient suffering from tuberculosis is administered the isoniazid medication, and this isoniazid medication turns into its in its active form when it is inside the body. So those types of drugs which gets activated inside your body are known as a prodrug. But majority of the drugs which are available in the market, they are the active drug. But some drugs are the prodrug. So those prodrugs should be activated when it is inside the body. So here comes the work of the pharmacodynamics as well as the pharmacokinetics. These things I will be discussing in your next lecture on my pharmacology and toxicology section. Now, caspases are synthesized in cell as inactive precursors and are activated during apoptosis. Okay. Now, caspases, how this apoptosis occur? So, apoptosis occurs by two types of caspases. One are the initiator caspases and one is the executioner caspases. It means one is initiating, one caspase will initiate the process of apoptosis, okay, and one caspases will just forego those processes. So what are initiated caspases? It begins the apoptotic process. Normally exist as inactive soluble monomers in cystol. So these things are already present inside your cytosol, and when the machinery of the body is going to allow for apoptotic pathway to initiate, so this particular caspases will do the job. So now how the activation of caspases will occur? So initiator caspases, you know, it is in the inactive form, it is the soluble monomers, it is made up of a single unit, and that will trigger the apoptotic signal triggers. After that it will assemble a large number of protein platforms. Again it will bring multiple initiator caspases. It means there are the involvement of more than one caspase, okay. Then there will be a pair of caspases associated to form the dimers. There can be the homodimers or there can be the heterodimers, which will result in the protease activation, and this is the results of how the initiator caspases will turn the switch of apoptotic, okay. Now this initiator caspases will activate the executioner caspases, and this exists as inactive dimers. So you must remember this thing also for the exam purposes, that these initiator as well as the executioner caspases are present inside the cell, but they are in the inactive form, mostly in the soluble dimer form. And when the apoptotic machinery is initiated inside your body, so this become active. Now what are the targets of caspases for examination point of view? Target of caspases will be the protein kinases, that can be the FAK, the PKB, the PKC and the RAF1. So what are FAK? FAK are the focal adhesion kinases. What are kinases? Kinases are the type of isomerases, okay. So kinases, there will be the inactivation of FAK, it will disrupt cell adhesion, there will be a less adhesion. You can tell that the normal physiology of adhesion will be hindered. So it will be leading to the detachment of the apoptotic cell from its neighbor. There is the PKB. Initiation of PKB disrupt provisional signaling pathway. So this PKB is involved in the process of your signaling pathway. That could be the GPI, that could be the GPCR, that could be the TLR, that is the toll-like receptors. So this PKB will disrupt provisional signaling pathway. There is NFB pathway, which their inactivation will disrupt the generation of survival signal. So if this particular inhibitors are checked by apoptosis. So there could be the hindrance of this pathway. So this was my first lecture on the apoptotic session from your cell biology. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, subscribe, comment and share with your friend. Okay, thank you.